Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Abby and today I'm just gonna do a little vacation recap video for y'all. I did a terrible job of taking video footage. I think I said in a couple of my videos that I was gonna try to make some reels and post those this week, but I don't feel like I got good enough footage to do that. So I think I'm just gonna talk through my trip and I'll insert some pictures and videos as I'm talking. And then I also have a little haul for you. I got some stuff at Disney. So I thought I'd show you that. But for those of you who don't know, I took a trip to Orlando. So I have a brother who's a year younger than me, and then I have two other brothers who are 16 and 18. And the 18-year-old is graduating high school next month, which is just wild to me. But ever since he entered high school, every month I've been putting a little bit of money away to take him on a trip, and I'm doing the same for my other brother. So in 2 years, hopefully we'll do another like siblings trip. And go wherever he wants to go, but they have never been to Universal or Disney World, so we decided to go there. So that's what we did. We flew, my brother who's just a year younger than me lives in Tampa, so we flew to Tampa, and then we spent the night at his house the first night, and then we got up Monday morning and drove to Orlando. It took us about like an hour and a half to get there, I think, maybe a little bit longer, and then we checked in to the Loews Royal Pacific Hotel. It is one of 3 hotels, I think, at Universal where if you stay there, you get express passes included in your package. So an express pass will let you get into a faster line. So kind of like Disney has fast passes, or now they call it Genie Plus. So it's just a shorter line. And the express pass works on every ride except for one. There was a newer Harry Potter roller coaster. And the express pass didn't work for that. So that's one of the perks from staying at one of those hotels. Another one is you get to get into the park an hour early, and the hotel is within walking distance to the park. So we just walked through this little path and got into the park. Super easy. And yeah, it was really good. So we checked in there, and then we weren't officially checked into our room, but the hotel will hold your luggage for you. And we went to the park. The first thing we did, we went in and walked through the like superhero section, and my one brother really likes Spider-Man, so we rode the Spider-Man ride first. Kind of just made our way around. I think we rode the Velocicoaster at that point, and at that point all 4 of us rode it the first time, and then me and my youngest brother were like, we can't handle that. It was a little too intense for us, but my other 2 brothers I think rode it like 3 more times throughout our trip, so they really liked that. We made our way around to my favorite part of the park, which is Harry Potter World. I think at that point we were on the Hogwarts side of the park. So if you're not familiar with Universal, there's 2 parks. And each park has a main entrance, but then towards the back is where the Harry Potter sections are. So we were on the side where Hogwarts is, and Hogsmeade, which is like the little village where the kids went to. It has like the places to eat, and it has butterbeer. You can get butterbeer, which isn't alcoholic if you're not familiar. It's just a very sweet drink. They have stands for that around, and outside Hogsmeade you can, I think I took some footage of this. They have some of like cast members will come out and they're dressed like Hogwarts people, and they'll sing songs. They also had, I don't think I filmed this, but the Bobatonks girls came out and did their little dance, and the guys from, I think, Durmstrang. If you've watched the 4th movie, Goblet of Fire, there were the 2 schools that came to Hogwarts, and they'll do performances there. And it's just really cool, really fun. And inside the cast, so, okay, I'm gonna rewind. I was explaining to you the 2 parts. So you go through like the Hogwarts part, and then you go to the Hogwarts Express, and you actually ride the train to the other park, and you have to show them your ticket. We had the hopper passes, so we were able to go park to park. You are able to just buy like a single park ticket, so you wouldn't be able to ride the train if you had a single park ticket, but we had the park to park ticket, so we rode the Hogwarts Express, and then it spits you out in Diagon Alley, which is really fun. So if you're familiar with Harry Potter, when you go to the train station in the movie from this side, so you have to run through like the brick wall, and it's hidden. So when you come out off the train, when you're coming from Hogwarts, like you have to kind of walk around and find your way back into Diagon Alley because it's hidden to like the human world. So they did a really good job of doing that. And there on that side is the Gringotts Bank and the shops, different shops. They have like Fred and George's like magic shop there, and it's really cool. So back to the other Hogwarts side. We rode the ride that was inside of the castle. So they have a fun, like, it's an immersive ride where you're kind of sitting in this thing and there's like a big screen in front of you. And I think you wear 3D glasses and they take you through all these different parts of Hogwarts. Like Harry and Ron and Hermione like put a spell on the cart that you're in and they just show you all around Hogwarts. You fly through a Quidditch match, and you go into the Forbidden Forest where the spiders are. You go down into the Chamber of Secrets at one point. It's really, really fun. And then I think that day we rode the train over and went to Diagon Alley and rode all the stuff over there. And we kind of like made our way through there, and then we went into, there's other lands, there's like the Seuss land, there is a Simpsons land, which we rode that ride. Not a huge fan of that ride, it's kind of lame. But we got a big giant donut in the Simpsons world. You can buy like a giant pink donut. I'll put a picture up of it. That was really good. And then we had a lot of fun in like the SpongeBob store, which sounds silly, but I don't know, it was just really funny. You go into the store and it's all like SpongeBob stuff, and they'll play like the little SpongeBob background music. And then we got to see like SpongeBob and Squidward popped out. At one point they have like a meet and greet, so they'll walk through the store to get to their meet and greet section. So I had a video of that, which was funny. I can't remember if that was day 1 or day 2. I'm kind of like mushing all this together, but we did all of that in that day. And then the next day we got up early, so we took advantage of our ability to get into the park an hour early. And we went straight to the new Harry Potter ride, which is Hagrid themed. So you're kind of like with Hagrid and it's motor car. So there's like the motorcycle and then the sidecar. We rode that. It was a really fun ride, definitely worth the wait. We didn't have to wait that long though, since we like got into the park super early to do that. And then we just made our way around and rode other rides. We had more butterbeer. Me and Eli got ice cream. Eli's my youngest brother. We got the butterbeer ice cream. We sat outside Gringotts for a while and just hung out. And we just made our way through the parks again and basically rode all the same stuff that we rode before. And it was super fun. And that basically concluded our time at Universal. So the second morning when we woke up, we packed up all our stuff. We had to check out by 11. So before we went to the park, we just left. Like, you don't have to actually like go check out. We just packed up our stuff, left our room, and put all our stuff in my brother's car, and then we did our second day at the park. So all of our stuff was already in the car, and then we drove over to our resort at Disney World. So I think we were done at Universal the second day by like 4 o'clock or something, and we just left and went to our other resort. And we stayed at the AllStar Sports Resort. So the AllStar Resorts, they're either sports, music, and movies. I have two other trips, maybe 3. No, 3 other trips vlogged on here. I have a 2018 trip where I stayed at AllStar Movies. So if you want to see what that looks like, go watch that video. I think it's just one video. And then in 2019, I stayed at AllStar Music. I have videos following that trip. And then my 2021 trip, there's a video, and I didn't stay at one of the All-Stars, I stayed at Pop Century. This time we stayed at AllStar Sports. I never stayed there, but it is a Disney property resort. It's one of the lower level ones, but it's still really nice. I didn't get any shots of the inside of the room, but if you watch the trips where I stayed at Movies and Sports and even Pop Century, the inside is basically the same. But it's really nice, themed really well. I think I took some footage of it and it was really good. So we were able to check in, put our stuff in our room, and then we decided to go to Disney Springs and just shop around. Disney Springs is just an area where you can shop. They have all kinds of shops, not just Disney themed shops. So they have like regular shops. They have all kinds of restaurants, places to eat. So I decided that I would go and get all the stuff I wanted to buy for my trip there so that I could just take it straight back to the hotel and it could stay there. I didn't really want to buy much in the parks because I didn't have to carry it around. So we did a lot of shopping there. I went through they have this huge like store. It's called World of Disney. And they have all different sections of stuff. It's huge. And I like made my way all through it once. And then my brother's like, okay, let's go. And I'm like, I'm not done. Like, I need to go make another lap because I need to buy some stuff. And they're like, okay. I was like, you guys can go do whatever. So then I went through the store myself a second time. And I'm just going to show you all the stuff I got now. Do my little haul in the middle of the video. So, funny story. So if you watched my vacation prep video, I told you how I think I showed you the backpack I was going to take. It was like a black backpack with all different colored Mickeys on it. And I got that backpack because during my 2018 trip, my other Disney backpack broke. I was in the middle of the park and the strap just broke. So I bought that backpack. Well, I think towards the end of our first day at Universal, my backpack broke. And it wasn't fixable, like the bottom of the strap broke off from the backpack. And I was like, ugh, my backpack broke. But I didn't really need the backpack at Universal. I made do. I think that day we like went back for a break after my backpack broke, and then we went back to the park. I didn't need the backpack. I made do the next day at Universal without a backpack because I didn't want to buy a Universal backpack. I wanted a Disney one. So that night when we checked into our hotel and we were at Disney Springs, I was on the hunt for a new backpack. And I am kind of picky when it comes to this stuff. And the backpack I got, I really like it. It probably wouldn't have been like my first choice, but I've like grown to like it even more the more I've used it because it's really nice. And I think it's just like the color. Like I wouldn't have picked like a blue, but I really like the embroidery on it. So it has different things for each park. So like the tree for Animal Kingdom, it has the castle for Magic Kingdom, and then like this represents Hollywood Studios, and then the ball for Epcot. And then down here it says Walt Disney World is embroidered on it, and it's really nice. It's very spacious. It has this big pocket in the front. It has really nice side pockets too. And then it has a big like opening in here, and then it has two littler pockets right here, and then a big like stretchy pocket in the back. And then it also has this area at the top. So, and it is much better quality than the backpack I had before. So I am happy with it. At first I was like, I don't know if I want a navy blue one, but the other choices just either were too expensive, or they weren't fun looking, or they just weren't my style. So I am happy with it. At first I wasn't, but now I really like it. So yeah. Oh look, and even on the back you can kind of see, wait, can you tell the little Mickeys are right there? So this is the only thing I actually bought for myself. I was gonna maybe get myself like a sweatshirt or something. But then I was like, no, I bought myself 3 shirts for the trip, and I was like, just that can be what you got for yourself to wear for the trip. I got 3 t-shirts, and I showed that in my vacation prep video. If you want to see those also, you probably have seen them in the pictures. So the other thing I got at World of Disney, I wanted to get the kids maybe like a stuffy for like a daycare toy. But I didn't see one I really liked. And if you're familiar, if you watch my videos, you know I have like the princesses that they like to play with. And a couple of the times the kids are like, well, where's Mickey and Minnie? I'm like, well, I don't have them. So I got these guys. Got a Mickey and Minnie. They're a little bit bigger than the princesses, but it's fine. But they're just like plastic, and they twist and turn, and they will stand up on their own. The camera angle's not going to show you, but they will stand up on their own. You can see they're kind of standing here, but the kids will really like those. So I'm going to stick those in the people bin and let the kids play with those. And then I actually got these on our way out on our last day. I didn't get those the day at World of Disney, but I'll still show you anyways. I got these Minnie, I think they're all the different characters, but the bag is just Minnie Mouse themed. They're just gummies. So I got these to give the kids. So if you watched some of my daycare vlogs recently, you'll know I had like jelly beans and mini eggs out like on as for like decoration. And at lunchtime I would let the kids have either like 2 jelly beans or 1 mini egg. So I thought this could be like our lunch treat. I could let them have 1 gummy with lunch, and then I think they would think that was fun, and they can have them until they run out. And then individually, I got the kids these little snap bracelets. So I have 9 girls and 1 boy. So I got the boy this Mickey Mouse one, and then it'll roll up and be like a bracelet. And then I got all the girls the same exact one. So I got 9 of these, and they're really cute. They're pink, obviously. And then they have, I don't know if you can see, they have like almost, not all the princesses, but they have a lot of princesses on them. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that a princess? Yeah. 6, 7. So there's 7 of the princesses on there. I think the girls will really like that. And I thought these were nice because like sometimes, you know, when I usually try to get the kids stuff at Disney, and in the past I just get them like Mickey lollipops or something, but I decided to get them something different that wasn't food. And I got these because I can give these to even my little 1- and 2-year-olds because they're not like a choking hazard, so they're fine. So I just wanted to get them all the same thing and keep it simple. So that's what I got them. And that was all the stuff I bought at Disney. yeah, that was all I bought. I didn't buy anything for myself or anybody else really. Stuff's expensive down there. So that was my little haul. So let's see, where were we? We're back to World of Disney. So we shopped around, or Disney Springs. We shopped around and then we ate at the Rainforest Cafe. The boys had never been to a Rainforest Cafe before, so that would be a fun experience. It was really nice. We sat in a section with monkeys, and it was funny because when we first sat down, the monkeys were like going crazy, and I was like, are they gonna do this the whole time? Like, it was slightly annoying, but they didn't. They stopped, and it was just like every like maybe 15, 20 minutes, maybe every half hour or so, they like kind of went off and did their thing. Like the room got dark and it rained. Not really, it just made the sound of rain, and the monkeys would go crazy for a little bit. That was really fun. And then we headed back to the hotel and just hung out. I went to bed to rest up for the next day. And the next day was our biggest day. We started off the day at Animal Kingdom and we went straight to the Everest ride. So we had, let me rewind a second. We did buy the Genie Plus and the Lightning Lane rides. So that means it's like their Express Pass or their Fast Pass system. So it allows you to go on a shorter line for certain rides. And it's really confusing how it all works, but you can buy 2 rides a day and they'll give you a specific time and you pick the time. And then Genie Plus, like, I think you can pick 1 ride and then 2 hours later you can add another ride. And then once you use that ride, you can add another ride. It's really confusing. My brother Drew, who's just a year younger than me, he was in charge of doing all our ride stuff. But so some of the rides we got on quickly. So that's why when I talked to you about all the rides, we did a lot of rides because we purchased the Genie Plus and the Lightning Lane stuff, as I wanted my brothers to experience everything, because who knows when they'll be back and they've never been before. So I just really wanted to pack in as much as we could, and buying the Genie Plus and Lightning Lanes allowed us to do that. So we went to Everest first. We didn't use any passes for that, because I know if you're familiar with Animal Kingdom, you get there, everybody goes to Flight of Passage. That's where the whole crowd goes. So if you go to like Dino Land and over towards Africa and Asia, you're gonna get those rides like very quickly. And Everest wasn't up and running yet, but we waited like 10 minutes and then it was ready, and we were the first people on the ride for the day on Everest. So we rode that. I think we rode it, we might have ridden it twice. Yeah, we definitely rode it twice. So we did that twice, then we made our way through, and we had time before our Flight of Passage Lightning Lane pass. So we stopped and did the safari. So we went through and saw all the animals. We weren't gonna do that. I was fine if we had to miss that, but I'm actually really glad we did it because the animals were like really cool. And I think my brothers enjoyed it. We rode through that and it was fun. And then we made our way to, I think that's when we went to Avatar. So we went to Pandora, which is the like world in the Avatar movies. If you're familiar with those, it's like the blue people. So the world there is really cool, and we rode that ride. That's another immersive ride, like the Harry Potter one. So you are sitting kind of like you're on a motorcycle, but it's supposed to be like you're on the back of one of the banshees, which is the big flying creatures in that movie. And you put on glasses and they like dive you into the world of Avatar, which if you've seen the movie, that world is beautiful, and they have smells coming at you, and it just is really cool. And you're flying through it as if you're flying on a banshee. You can like feel the thing breathing under you, and you just fly through, and it's one of my favorite rides. It's a lot of fun. So we did that, and then we made our way over to Dino World. We rode the dinosaur ride, and then we just like pieced out. Like we were done at Animal Kingdom by like 11:30, and then went over to Epcot. The first thing we did at Epcot was we made our way over to the section called The Land. We skipped over the sea. It just has like a little kid Nemo ride. We didn't do any of the little kid rides at any of the parks, Universal or Disney, really. But every like big ride we did. So we went over to The Land, and in The Land there's like a food court section. There's there's 2 different rides. There's a restaurant too. But we did Soarin', which is another immersive ride. You fly over different countries of the world, and it's beautiful. It's breathtaking. We actually went back later that day and rode it again because my brothers really liked it. It's one of my favorites too, and they also like will project smells at you. There's one point where you fly over like some grassland where there's a bunch of elephants and you can smell the grass, and it's just, I don't know, it's just so cool. And then we made our way over to the section where like Test Track is. We did Test Track, and we had a Guardians of the Galaxy Lightning Lane, which was super fun. That ride was so cool. They played a song. They play a song while you ride through it, and our song was Disco Inferno. I don't know if you're familiar with that song, but it was just a fun song to ride a ride to. And we did that, And I wish that was the one ride I wish we could have done again because it was so fun. And apparently they play different songs each time you go through it. I don't know how many different songs they have, but if you did it again, you're more than likely going to get a different song. So it'll kind of be like a different vibe. But that was so fun. That might have been my favorite new ride that we did. And then we went and did Club Cool. If you guys aren't familiar with that, it's a place where you can go in and they have soda fountains. Like if you go up and like push it, you can get drinks. So they have mini cups and you just go right up to it. It's free. And they have maybe like 7 or 8 different flavors from different countries around the world, and you can try different sodas from around the world. I think I only liked 2 of them, and there was the one from China was like absolutely awful. It tasted like if you would put liquid smoke to get that smoky flavor. That's what it tasted like, and it was absolutely disgusting. Like I don't need my pop to taste like beef. I don't know, it was weird. So, but it was still fun. And then we went into the country. So if you come out of this section of Epcot, they have, I think, 11 different countries. So we walked through all the countries. We went through like Canada, United Kingdom, France. We stopped in France and rode the Remy ride. That ride was cute. I'd never ridden that before, but it was cute. It wasn't like my favorite. If I could get an easy Genie Pass Plus pass for it, I would do it again, but I wouldn't wait for it. Like, it was fine. So went through all the different countries. I can't remember them all. But then we rode Frozen, and I was so excited to ride Frozen. We used a Genie Plus for that. That's another ride like I love, but I don't know. I wouldn't have made my brothers wait for it. If I was there myself, I've gone myself and I've waited an hour for it because I'm like, what else am I gonna do? I might as well stand in line and ride Frozen. So we did, and I'll put up a picture. It's so funny. I posted it on my Instagram too, but you can tell I'm very excited and they are not, but they obliged and they did it for me. And it actually ended up being National Siblings Day that day that we were there. And that's what I posted about on Instagram. But I thought that was so cool that we happened to be at Disney all together on National Siblings Day. So that was very special to me. So at this point, that like wraps up Epcot. And I think it's around 7-ish around at this time. And if you leave out the back entrance of Epcot, you can ride a boat over to Hollywood Studios. So that's what we did. And we had the after hours passes for Hollywood Studios. So we got there probably around 7:30, and you're able to get in the parks like around 7 maybe, I don't know, but we got into the park and they gave us like a wristband to know that we were part of the after hours party. And the first thing we did, the party didn't start till 9:30. We got to the park early so we could go. Drew Genie plussed us a Tower of Terror ride, so we went and did that. I hate that ride so much, but we all needed to ride it, so I rode it. I don't know why, I just don't like rides that drop. So we did Tower of Terror, and then we just wanted to get that section out of the way because everything else we wanted to do was like at the other end of the park. So we did the Tower of Terror, and then right by Tower of Terror is where you can watch Fantasmic, which is a beautiful show that they do. I don't even know how to describe it. There's water, and then there's big like rocky mountain, and Sorcerer Mickey comes out, regular Mickey's there, and like he fights the villains. I think he's in a dream, but he fights the villains. And before he fights the villains, some other characters come out. Like Pocahontas came out and sang for a little bit. Aladdin came out and sang, and he's cool because he like will swing on a rope. He's escaping from the palace guards, and he swings on a rope from like one end of the rock to the other, and that was really fun. I can't remember. I think Elsa came out and did her thing. A couple other characters. I didn't film a lot during this one because I wanted to enjoy it. But then at the end, like a boat comes, and Steamboat Willie's driving the boat, and there's a bunch of Disney characters there. And then I think like Mickey does a big thing at the end, which there's a little bit of footage you're probably seeing right now that I'm adding over this, but it was really cool. So I'm glad we got to do that because that was nice. We could sit and relax for a little bit because at this point we've had a really long day already, and we still had several other things to do. So by the time that was done, the after hours party was starting. So the after hours means basically you get on rides really fast because they only sell a limited amount of tickets, and you get free drinks and snacks. So we headed straight to Star Wars Land. Eli loves Star Wars. He really likes that, so he was excited to do that. And none of us had, well, obviously Daniel and Eli hadn't ridden, but Drew and I hadn't experienced Star Wars either. I've seen it and I've walked past the rides, but I don't think Drew, last time he was there was no Toy Story Land or Star Wars Land. So I've seen all of that, but I've never ridden the Star Wars rides either. So yeah, we just walked right onto both of those rides. And in my experience in the past, those rides, you had to get on virtual queues. It was like almost impossible to get on those rides. So I was very excited to try them. The first one we did, I think, was Rise of the Resistance, where you essentially get like captured by the stormtroopers and Kylo Ren, and then you escape. And it was cool. And Then we did the other one, which maybe it's called like the Millennium Falcon. I don't know. I've never watched Star Wars, so I don't really care all that much about these rides. And that is one where you get assigned like a position in I think the Millennium Falcon is the thing that like they fly around in. So Drew and Daniel were pilots, and then, or no, Drew and Eli were pilots, and Daniel and I were like gunners, so we just pressed a bunch of buttons. And you are actually like flying it virtually, so if you crash into stuff, it's the pilot's fault if you crash into stuff, and if we don't like press our buttons right, it's our fault if the things don't get shot down that need to be shot down. So it was cool, but both of those rides, I felt like there was so much hype around them, and they weren't as good as I thought they were. So I probably like won't care to ride them again unless I'm with like a Star Wars fan. Maybe if I was a Star Wars fan, I might appreciate it a little more, but they were okay, whatever. So I'm glad, you know, my brothers got to do that. And then we made our way to Toy Story Land, and that land has 3 rides, and we did Alien Saucer. It's called Alien Saucer Spin. We basically just sit in a car and it just spins you around, and it'll play like Toy Story songs, which that was fun. And then what else did we do? Next we did Slinky Dog Dash, which is the new roller coaster over there. It's not a huge roller coaster, it's a little one, but it's really fun. And the theming for the line is just so cool. You're in Andy's bedroom, so there's all kinds of toys everywhere, and it is really, really neat. I don't think I got any footage of it this time, but probably in my last Disney trip there is. But it is so cool. And we rode that, and then I think after that ride we stopped and got a snack. So they'll give out, you can get like a box of popcorn if you want, you can get ice cream sandwiches, ice cream bars, and then like any kind of bottled pop and bottled water. So we all just got one drink and one snack, but you can get as much as you want. Like if we would have had the energy, we could have stayed there the whole 3 hours and rode the rides over and over again, eating as much as we wanted. But I don't know, once I ate the ice cream bar and I drank a bottle of water, I was fine, and all the boys got popcorn. So we sat and hung out for a little bit, and then we went and did Toy Story Mania. And that was fun, and that's a game where you kind of sit in a car, you have glasses, and you have this little like cannon thing that you pull the string and it shoots, and you go through different carnival games and shoot different things, and that was fun. And then the last thing we did to end our night was do the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway ride, and that ride was really fun too. You kind of just like sit in a car, and you're on a train with Goofy, but your train gets derailed, so Mickey and Minnie are trying to save you, and you go through different themed rooms, and it was really, I don't know, it was really cool. I rode that last time I was there, and I enjoyed it. And then we were all just whooped, so we were like, we don't feel like walking back and doing any more rides. We totally could have, but we all just collectively decided to go back to the hotel and get some sleep. And we ended up that day walking 31,000 steps, which is wild. Our first day at Universal, we walked 24,000 steps. Our second day at Universal, I think we hit like 22. So 31,000 on Wednesday. Crazy, but it was fun. It was worth it. And we ended up sleeping in the next day because all we were gonna do the next day was Magic Kingdom. So I think we were out of the hotel by like 10:30. We put our stuff in the car, and then we went and had breakfast at the hotel. I really wanted Mickey waffles, so we went and ate that. And then we went to Magic Kingdom, which is my favorite. And of course, I made the boys stop and get a picture in front of the castle. I bought the memory maker specifically just so we could have all the ride pictures, and you can go up to, there's PhotoPass people everywhere throughout the parks, and they'll take your picture, they'll scan your phone, and then the tickets will go into your Disney app. So all these pictures I've been showing you from the rides and stuff, that was from the memory maker I bought. So we got a picture in front of the castle, and then I think we went to Space Mountain first. So we went over to Tomorrowland. We did Space Mountain, and then I think we did Buzz. Yeah, we did Buzz next, and then we had a Tron lightning lane, but it wasn't time yet, so then we cut across in front of the castle. We went over and did, we did Pirates was next, and then we went and did Big Thunder Mountain. Then it rained, so we had to like hang out in a shop for a little bit, and then we decided to go over to Haunted Mansion when the rain let up, and then it started raining really hard again, but we were undercover at Haunted Mansion. So we rode Haunted Mansion, and then we did our Snow White ride, which that might be my favorite. I just love Snow White, and the ride is so fun. It's so cute. It's like, it's a roller coaster. I would say it's like a medium-sized roller coaster, but it's so fun. I probably have more footage of it on my 2021 trip if you want to go back and watch that, but I didn't take a lot of footage of that ride, but it definitely probably is my favorite ride at Magic Kingdom for sure. The boys wanted to go do Big Thunder again. I wasn't interested in doing that again, so I just hung out behind the castle, and I got a little treat for myself. I got a Rapunzel Sunday, which was delicious. It was like berry Dole Whip. It had shortbread cookie underneath, and it had some berries on it and these little sugar flowers, and it was so good. I looked up a shortbread recipe and a berry Dole Whip recipe on TikTok. I'm gonna try to like remake it a little bit. It won't be as fancy, but at least like, I don't know, the shortbread and the Dole Whip together was just amazing. And like, I want to eat it again so bad. It was so good. So I just hung out there while I did that. I think I might be getting some of the stuff out of order, but we also rode it to Small World and ended up getting stuck, and then we got evacuated from it. So here's a little background of It's a Small World. And then, oh, I think we had a Tron Fastpass at some point. It might have been before or after that, but we did ride the new Tron roller coaster, and we actually ended up riding it twice. That was cool that we were able to do that. We did the lightning lane, we bought that, and then we just put ourselves in a virtual queue. So then we put it in, and then about 3 hours later, we were able to go get on the ride, which was fun. So we did other things, obviously, while we were doing other things. The line like kept moving, and when our boarding group came, we just made our way over there and did that. And then we went to Main Street and we sat and waited for the fireworks show. That was the one thing, the only thing on the trip I wanted to do was that fireworks show. Everything else I could have not done. The Happily Ever After fireworks show is my absolute favorite, and they hadn't brought it back when I went in 2021 yet. So I haven't seen it in 5 years. I saw it on our 2019 trip, and I don't know, it's just so beautiful. I didn't take a bunch of footage of it because I wanted to enjoy it, but there is a little bit here that I'll show you. And then we went through the shops one more time. Eli got a cool little Goofy hat, and then we left. We rode a bus back to the resort and then hopped in Drew's car and drove to Tampa and flew home the next day. And it was just a really good time. So much fun. I'm so glad we got to do it. It was very tiring. We only hit 16,000 steps that day in Magic Kingdom, but still, that's like a lot of steps just in general. So we walked a ton, but we did everything, and a lot of stuff we did more than once. But I'm just so glad we got to do that. I'm so glad I got to go on a trip with just my brothers, and it was just a lot of fun. So I'm very thankful that I am able to do stuff like this and afford stuff like this. And yeah, it was just really cool. So I just wanted to make this video since I didn't make reels and I didn't film while I was there. It was very nice not filming. I was just able to kind of enjoy stuff. But I did want to share it with you guys because I know I've been talking about it a lot. So I wanted you to kind of get a little bit of experience, or experience it a little bit. I don't know. But I'm gonna wrap this up because this video is like a million years long. So I want to thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below if you've been to Disney and what your favorite ride is. I don't know if I can pick a #1 favorite. I love the immersive rides like Soarin' and Flight of Passage, but I also really love Snow White because I just love Snow White. I don't know. And I love the Harry Potter ride, the Gringotts ride. The ride, I don't think if I said that, but at Universal in the bank, there's a ride in there too. And it's so fun. I love it. I rode that like 3 times. I would have ridden it over and over again, but I don't think my brothers would have wanted to, but it's fine. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching.